When walking around our campus here at UC San Diego, you are met with beautiful scenery, nuanced architecture, and some of the nicest students and staff members you'll ever meet. The countless number of student help centers, library resources, and activity rooms for students to enjoy, however, do not hide the fact that UC San Diego is seriously lacking in student diversity, specifically Black student diversity. As of 2022, only 2.2% of UCSD's student body was made up of Black and African American students, according to UCSD's Population and Demographics website. This is approximately only 900 students out of the total 40,000 students who attend this school. To make matters worse, about only 3% of UC San Diego's academic staff is made up of Black and African American professors. UCSD appears to be diverse and open to admitting all students until you actually take a look at the numbers, which tell a whole different truth. Our society wants us to believe this myth that higher education is inclusive, when the reality is that the education system is built to exclude Black students structurally, economically, and socially. Now you may ask, why is this such a big deal? Or say it's progress and that's what counts. But we have to be honest with ourselves and realize that these are not just statistics. These numbers reflect this institution's priorities, and it's clear that admitting students that aren't white or Asian is not included in that list of priorities. This matter is not just happening at UCSD, but at almost every competitive university in the nation. UCLA, for example, has a Black undergraduate student population of only 6.5%, according to the campus's Facts and Figures website. Let's look at Harvard statistics. Harvard is one of the Ivy League schools with more Black students. As of last year, Harvard experienced a decrease in Black enrollment, with only 14% of the 2027 student population being Black, according to the Harvard Crimson. That is 14% of only one class, while more than 30% of that same class was made up of Asian American students. This fake wokeness that is currently plaguing our campuses is only a cover and a myth for higher education's role in enforcing the classism that comes with excluding Black people from certain spaces. Initially, certain orders were put into place when Black people and people of color in general complained about the lack of diversity in colleges, one of the most famous being affirmative action, first implemented in 1961 as President Kennedy's executive order to prevent discrimination. However, it was banned in college applications only 2 years ago by our Supreme Court due to complaints of reverse racism. This idea that taking extra measures to include minorities in a space they have been excluded from for centuries coincides with the fact that our education system does in fact not care about the Black student experience. Why is it that distinguishing equity from equality is a problem when it comes to the college admissions process for Black students? According to the UCSD Guardian, this question has been brought to light recently with a UCSD scholarship that had once been exclusively for Black students now being open to all students. Changes to opportunities prioritizing Black students such as this only spread the idea that the admissions process for Black students is the same as their white counterparts when it is not. True freedom for all can only be accomplished when people of all backgrounds are given the same chances to be educated should they prove to be competitive students. But your competitiveness as a student should not be determined by the color of your skin. In MLK's letter from Birmingham jail, King stresses the concept of racial justice and the steps that must be taken by Black people and white moderates in order to achieve said justice. To me, this is the true meaning of freedom in all regards, but especially in our education system. If only one demographic is constantly given the tools to succeed in higher education, then only they can maximize their success in the job market. This creates a society where we only see the elite majority in most fields, while minority races continue to struggle to represent themselves. Now the question that follows, how can we solve this issue within the college experience? We first have to recognize what the problem is. In order to combat the issue of extremely low Black enrollment in elite universities, both private and public universities should honestly consider lowering the price of their tuition greatly. Generations of racial injustice have put Black people on the lower end of the economic scale, making it harder for a large number of Black students to afford college without a plentiful scholarship or financial aid. By lowering the cost of tuition for UC schools, specifically the barrier Black students are often faced when applying to these top schools will be lowered. The disproportionate economic state of the general population of Black Americans will no longer be as much of a concern as it currently is. I want to leave you with the notion that we must prioritize the education of all races. Settling for the inclusion of one or two demographics other than the white majority in higher education will never push us into a society where everyone has a chance to exercise their right to the education they desire. Moreover, education is a vital pillar of freedom, as it grants us the opportunity to have knowledge. Until Black students no longer have to fight for the right to exist in competitive schools, we cannot claim to be a free society.